Ooh, that was so fun. I need to do it again. Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It's Thursdays Live. And I am happy to be here because tomorrow is not promised. You know, that kind of thing, right? Okay, so I'm here for you to discuss the topics I brought up. And when y'all get in here, we will discuss them. Since there is no one here, I'm going to go and get me a beverage since y'all are taking y'all sweet time getting me young. Well, it's only been a minute. Coming. BRB. Ooh. Oh, one person has arrived for a grand total of 2. These days are in the building. Evening, sir. Evening, sir. Oh. Okay. I ain't gonna get up again. Okay, there we go. All right. My 2 faves. What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? What's up? What's good? What's good with it? Oh, I got some stuff to talk about and show about and be about today. Mr. Martin, what it do, sir? What it do, sir? Got the stays, got the kid, got the Martin. All right, y'all in the building. What's happening? What's good with it? I am going to have my. That's nice. A nice mug, huh? Yeah. Action figures are not the only thing I have with Black Panther. FYI, Soul Strangler's about to be a project. Okay. And then it's just for the folks that's in here. What do you think that's gonna be? Huh? Some ancient panther from back in the day. Why couldn't Samuel Jackson be one of the descendants? I see no reason why not. And if his head don't work, I got plenty more sculpts I could put on there. I mean, we got what's some older? You got Ben Hazine, you got Negus. Who else? Mama Dufall. Yes. I thought about Mama Dufall too. But no, I know. We'll what I'm saying, as it progresses, you know what I'm saying? I'll get it to looking how I want it to look when I want it to look. Jay, what's up, man? Long time no see, bro. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. Oh. Looks like okay. Yeah, I might get some sculpting clay and hook him up a crown or a headdress or something, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking about taking me one of these caped Black Panthers and making me an M Telly. You know what I'm saying? Get me something. What could I find feathery? You know what I mean? Because M Telly's got kind of a feathery sort of display, around the neck region. So I guess it would just be a matter of finding something wreath-like, wreathish. Is that a word? Wreath-like, wreathish? Oh, is that why we don't see you? Because you got a new work schedule, sir? I can respect that. I can respect that. You working somewhere else. You working somewhere else. I get it. Or you working a different schedule. Yeah, yeah. Maybe a vulture figure. Does he have? He doesn't have feathers. I don't know. I would have to. I would have to look. I'd have to look. Um, and even if I don't get it feathery, I could find some kind of furry. You know what I mean? But it's I don't know. I'm gonna make something happen. I'll make something happen. I will find something, or someone will drop me a grand idea. Let's see how many I do. Skeezel, Moyo, Paul Martin. Yeah. Let's. Oh, there are more people in here. They just hide. Okay. We fancy. Yes. Yes, I am fancy. Thank you very, very, very much. But I get it. I get it. Um, yeah, it has been. It has been a minute. See, good thing ain't no women in here, because pause yourself. But when I think of buttons, that's more a lady thing. You know what I mean? Tickling a like button in that way does not require a pause. Just saying. Brother Theo, how you doing, my dude? How you doing? You get a treat since you like. What you think of that? What you think of that, Theo? What you think of that? What should that become? Or more accurately, who should that become? Mr. Smith in the building. Mr. Smith in the building. Because I got a whole set of these daggers. If you I'll pull one up for you. If you look at them real close, that almost looks, you know what I'm saying? Like that could pass for some kind of writing. Wakandan. maybe not Wakandan, but I mean, on first glance, you certainly could get away from you certainly could get away with it. You know what I mean? Okay. Who the Steelers playing? The Steelers ain't playing nobody to be alarmed about, are they? The only reason I'd be concerned if I was you is if they was playing Miami. Yeah, I hear you, Theo. So if so if the Steelers are messing with your blood pressure, imagine what the Chiefs are doing to your mans in there. Okay. Goodness, man, can somebody hold on to the damn ball? Shit. That is it's so irritating. And we gotta play Buffalo this weekend. Everybody talking about Chiefs can still make the playoffs. I'm gonna stop talking because I don't want to jinx it. Okay. Watching the Game Awards. Never hesitate, bro. You need spotter for custom. Let me know. I got you. You know, figures my thing. It's in the name. Yeah, it's in the name. Cornelius, I bet that's all you came in here to say. And you gonna leave. All right, but that's cool. Never stop fighting till the fighting's done. Hopefully. You know what I'm saying? I hope I got a partner, man. He a Packers fan. I hope the Packers do something. But I mean, go ahead and do what you do. I understand. I understand. Trust me. Okay. I wait for all y'all to get in here. Seem like all the people is that the usual suspects is in position. And he got a long way to go before he's greater. Okay. To be accurate, he beat him in a football game. Greater quarterback, slow down. Okay. As much as I would love to dive into this conversation, I'm not going to. Not because I'm distressed about my squad, but because that ain't what we here for. Yay! But I knew Muzz was coming for my head. I'm pretty sure if there are any Buffalo fans out there, if we lose to Buffalo, they gonna be coming. But see, when y'all ever heard me dumping on another team versus showing pride for my own? All right. And I will leave it at that. You can go all over there. You ain't gonna see me, just talking reckless. But I mean, hit dogs holler. Yeah, hit dogs holler. Hit dogs holler. So you know what I'm saying? You don't hear me out here. You don't hear me out here. You don't hear me out here. If I take it on the chin, baby. I am a boxer. I can take a punch. So I get it. I get it, y'all. They wasn't never really in any trouble, Gray. At least I don't think. They just opened up and start kicking people's ass. That's all that was. I respect them too, Mr. Smith. I never got Bears. I ain't gonna ever get it right. The Packers just got 3 franchise quarterbacks back to back. That's okay. All right, let's get started because we need to get started. Okay. Pop quiz, hot shots. Last week, I talked to y'all about this comic book right here. Okay. How many of you ninjas went out and bought this? Okay. Video to follow on this. I'll probably put it up tomorrow. My live will serve as my video tonight, but I just wanted to let y'all know again, Luke Cage got a comic book. Temporary or otherwise, Luke Cage got a comic book. And do you know who's writing this comic book? Rodney Barnes. Do you know what else Rodney Barnes writes? Well, most prominently, Philadelphia. Another book y'all probably haven't picked up and read that I've recommended. Okay? Philadelphia. If you're not reading Philadelphia, you ain't got to start from the beginning. Just get on. Just start reading Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a sick book. Okay. Kamoyo's ready. And Kamoyo's seen Luke Cage's costume. Yeah. Luke Cage goes to what I like to call a Black Edna mode. That's essentially what happens. Luke Cage, because he's the mayor, and I want to make sure the Anti-Vigilante Act is currently in effect in the state of New York. And that means anybody rocking a mask, anybody rocking an outfit, you getting arrested. Now, that might be a deterrent to superheroes, certain superheroes. Bad guys don't give a damn about none of that. Oh, you arresting people that's wearing costumes and got powers? Come talk to me. I mean, at least, how does Kane Marco feel about the Anti-Vigilante Act? You see what I'm saying? Care nothing about that. I'm running through stuff. But anyway, I give y'all a quick little peep. Give y'all a little quick peepity peep. And y'all saw it. Matter of fact, I think I got an image of it. So I can do it better. Wham. Let's go up. Oh, I guess I did that. Right there. Bam. See that? Yeah. That's Luke Cage, y'all. That's the variant cover of the same comic that I just showed y'all. That's Luke Cage, y'all. Now, basically, Luke Cage is the mayor, and Mayor Cage is getting ready to start some Civil War type stuff. You know what I mean? Because you see who's on the variant cover, even though Daniel Rand does not have the Iron Fist anymore, at least currently. He does not have the Iron Fist, but Danny still got hands. Danny still got hands for days. And along with Cloak and Dagger, who ain't never been scared to be vigilantes, I believe we got some stuff going on in the pages of Luke Cage. What somebody said. Rage 2.0. I don't know, man. I don't know. No, Paul. Shaq went to a black Edna Mode. I'm telling you, it was an old black lady. Here, I can show you better than I can tell you. Okay, he come out, and then she had the nerve to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Just did him dirty. Why you gonna make that man a costume and then clown him about it? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, here it is, Miss Estelle. So, see what I'm saying? That wasn't Lucas's idea. You know what I mean? Lucas just, I don't know. he probably better off just putting on like a Robin mask. But we talked about this last week. You know, 6'5", bald head, and buff 400 pounds. Yeah, we ain't mistaking you with too many people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I 100% gets that. But my thing is, Luke Cage is back, y'all. Well, I mean, he didn't ever go anywhere, but Luke Cage got a book now that we can go and grab and say, ooh, Luke Cage, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, because last year wasn't 2022 the 50th anniversary of the first appearance of Luke Cage? And we did nothing. No book, no kind of salute, no animated series, no movie, nothing. We ain't gonna celebrate Luke Cage. F Luke Cage is what Marvel and Disney said. Apparently, they don't think Luke Cage will draw audiences. Do y'all think Luke Cage would draw audiences? Because I just thought it was foul that the man got ignored, but we be going out of our way to fucking celebrate characters who only been around since 2010. That's called catering to a demographic, and you catering to the wrong demographic. Okay? These fair weathers are not the ones that bring in billions. It's the die hard folks that been rocking with Luke Cage and got history with him that's gonna pull up. None of the rest of these folks are going to pull up for Luke Cage. They just here to grin and be, yay, Luke Cage, hee hee ha ha. If you a fan of Luke Cage, there is no reason why you shouldn't have your behind in the LCS copping that joint. We always talk about we want our characters to be uplifted. Well, then, damn it, uplift them. Give them some airplay. Rock with them. Rock with the ones you like. I'm not telling you just go ahead and rock with a character simply because they are of African American descent or they are African descent. Rock with them because you like what's going on in their book. Rock with them because you like that character. Because if I got 10,000 comic books with black characters in them, but I ain't reading none of them, I just bought them on the recommendation of somebody. Don't do that. Buy it because it appeals to you. What was I say? That part. And you know what, D. Steezel? There are a lot of people who have dug Luke Cage since childhood. You know, I had my cousin. He used to collect comic books, and I would go over to his house, and we go upstairs, and I'd be reading his comic books, and he started collecting Luke Cage Hero for Hire, because back then that's what it was called. I think it was like issue 16 or 17. They started calling it Luke Cage Power Man. But yeah, I thought he was cool. I mean, other than saying Sweet Christmas, which I think to this very day is lame AF. You could have thought of a much better. And shouldn't we update Luke's catchphrase? I mean, if Sweet Christmas was ever in style, I don't think it is now. So we need to give Luke a new catchphrase. What would be a good catchphrase for Luke? You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it. Because I know at one point during the Power Man and Iron Fist era, his catchphrase became "It's time to get ugly." Should we go back to "It's time to get ugly"? Knock a fool out. You know what I mean? I don't know. I was exposed to Luke before T'Challa. I think I got him around the same time, Paul. Careful before Theo's book collector friend comes over here. If Theo's book collector friend's an a-hole, he can get what all the a-holes get. Come on, yo, you know that. We rushing fools up out of here. We ain't got time for no fools. Well, Theo, when I say fan, I mean fans. I don't mean them folks that say they fans. I mean them folks that present purse first. You know what I mean? We ain't just talking about it. It's like, oh, you got a Luke Cage action figure? Now, again, let me reiterate choice. There was no reason to make another Luke Cage yellow shirted chain around his waist action figure. It just wasn't. If you was gonna make anything, make an action figure of, like I said, that Luke Cage from the 90s with the jacket, you know what I'm saying, and actual outfit. If you're gonna do a costume, what about that Luke Cage costume from the second run of not the second run, but the first run of the Heroes for Hire comic book, where he just had like the white shirt and the blue, you know what I'm saying? He had a bunch of looks, man. So it's not like Luke Cage didn't have a couple costumes that he could have rocked. You know what I mean? So, as a matter of fact, I think I got like an action figure. I think I got like a what's his name? Harpoon or Torpedo. G.I. Joe, Torpedo. I've got that body, and that body's like blue and white. Cardiac. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with that body. Okay. Catch these hands. Yeah, that would be a good catch these hands. That's up to date. Where I be is World Star copywritten? Have Mahala World Star. I got Luke Cage from the beginning. Black Panther, Falcon, and Luke Cage were must have for me. Until they came along, there weren't any. Facts, Mr. Smith. Facts. All day. 90s Cage. Yeah. That one with the jacket and the pants and the boots, and it didn't look like a costume so much as it did like a snazzy kind of outfit. You know what I mean? So, and and Luke had the fade, you know what I mean? That Luke Cage needs an action figure. For real, for real. Bruh. But Kamoyo, I know you know. 72 75. That was not the absolute. That was not the absolute worst. Shades and Comanche were not the absolute worst. Goldbug. Senor Suerte, aka Senor Muerte. Steeplejack. And Discus. Bruh. All Luke Cage Rose Gallery has some funny looking looks, to say that. And I'm gonna leave it at that. They got some funny looking looks, to say the least. Yeah. Looking back now, all those open-handed slaps Tuska had him give fools was because he was holding back. Bruh, I am going to say it right now, Mr. Martin. I hate George Tuska's art. I do. I like Luke Cage, but I didn't like the art. When George Tuska got off a Luke Cage, I was feeling it. Power Man and Iron Fist, I was feeling that. George Tuska and God, what's his name? Oh, I hate his art too. Herb Trimpe. I can't fuck with neither one of them. Their art is just horrid to me. I hate Herb Trimpe's art. He had a run on Hulk again. I liked his run on Hulk because that was the one where he introduced Wolverine. But I hate his art, man. You know what I'm saying? I would even say worse than Liefeld. Frank Robbins too, Mr. Smith. Oh my goodness. Does he know how to draw human beings in normal poses? Frank Robbins had people doing stuff like that, and you get ready to punch somebody. I'm like, man, come on with that. What are you doing? That's not how people move their bodies. People don't move their bodies like that. Yeah. So, yeah, Trimpe, Robbins, Tuska. And it would, yeah, in that order. Trimpe, Robbins, Tuska. Nah, Robbins, Trimpe, Tuska. Because them poses, man, them poses, they gotta go. They gotta go. But like I said, y'all should be, most of y'all are reading the book. So, I'm gonna ease up a little bit. Since y'all reading the book. Y'all reading the book for the most part. Several artists wouldn't draw feet in the back. Pablo Marcos was an inker that made Tuska look tolerable. They think they did the Iron Man annual with the champions. Iron Man annual with champions. You'd have to refresh my memory. So many books are flashing through my head right now because now I'm on Tuska Robbins Trimpe, and I'm just like, get it out of my mind. Get it out of my mind. Okay. Let's move on, people. Shall we? Let's move on. We're gonna move on, and this right here, what are we moving on to? The Big G. The Big G. The Big G is for gangster. G for gigolo. Y'all remember that? Remember that song? Yeah, I was kind of in the gangster rap back then. Okay. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Okay. Godzilla Minus One. If you have not seen Godzilla Minus One, T-Real wholeheartedly recommends it. It's a banger, but I have heard a lot of people say it is the perfect movie. Rotten Tomatoes at one point even gave it 100% fresh. Your man in them disagrees, okay? Perfect? No. Nearly perfect. If I had to give it a percentage, 90. I definitely give it like a 90, 85, 90, somewhere in that range. If we're talking about how perfect it was. Because, see, I'm going to tell you something. Excuse me. Godzilla Minus One did something, in my opinion, that no Japanese Godzilla movie has ever done since Gojira. It made me give a damn about the people. Because let's be honest, when you watch a Godzilla movie, what are you doing? You waiting to see Godzilla. Let's just be honest. I don't go to the Godzilla movie to see the angsty Japanese man. I don't go to a Godzilla movie to see the eccentric Japanese woman. But you know what? For the first time in a long time, hell, ever, the acting in a Godzilla movie was top freaking notch. So those periods in between where you ain't seeing Godzilla, and I'm gonna tell you right now, there are a few of them. Godzilla doesn't even get the most airtime, and his name is on the marquee. So get ready if you go see it, and it's subtitled. So if you don't like subtitle movies, that might be a disclaimer for you, but no biggie here. I watch anime, so subtitles were not a big deal for us. And then, like, if y'all watched my video, y'all saw that I went to the 4DX and got bounced around and got water on me and that kind of a thing. So that helped to enhance my experience, but at the same time, it didn't change how I felt about the movie. I mean, the movie was nearly perfect, but not perfect. I haven't seen a perfect Godzilla movie ever. That's just me though. What y'all talking about in these mints? Yes, he has been wrecking shop in the comics too, and we talked about some of that last week. Gray, yes, the acting is fire. I am not gonna lie to you. I actually gave a damn about what was going on with the humans in this Godzilla movie. So that alone, you know what I'm saying? Because if I'm being honest, if you saw Shin Godzilla, as far as Godzilla budget-wise, they step it up too much more. I mean, they did, but you know what I'm saying? There were some points where you went, but only for a second, because then Godzilla would turn around and do something and you'd be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So it was that kind of thing going on in the movie. That was the kind of dynamic that we were dealing with. And it was worth it to me. It was worth it. I mean, it don't matter when you go see it, but it was worth it. I would not be surprised at all if Godzilla wins the Oscar for Best Foreign Film. Yes, you heard it right here. I said it. I'm feeling like Joe Namath right now. Almost. I ain't going to guarantee it, but I bet you it's going to be one of the nominees. That much I'd be willing to bet money on. If that movie don't get nominated for Jack, it's a crime. It will be a freaking crime. Did I see? Oh yeah, well, if Gray is in here, then that means that Miss Kita is in here as well. Hello, Miss Kita. I saw you. I saw you in gray. I saw y'all slipping. Okay. All right. And the grand madam has made an appearance. Boom. Hey, grand madam. How you doing? That part. You usually don't care about the humans in a Godzilla movie. And to be quite honest, like I said, any Godzilla movie other than Gojira, 1954, I didn't care about no humans in a Godzilla movie either. Because the humans started taking, or human interaction in a monster movie started taking a back seat to monster fights, to kaiju battles. That became more important than Godzilla being the force of nature that he was designed to be, the terror that he was designed to be. And this movie gets back to that. It's just like I told y'all, man, Godzilla actually looks effing scary in this movie. I mean, there's some moments where Godzilla makes a face and you, matter of fact, bruh, do he look like he ain't messing around? You know what I'm saying? He actually looked like he don't look like he won't mess up your day. You know what I mean? Bruh. That's the whole problem. You see that come up out the water. That's a whole problem. All day, every day, twice on Sunday. You do not want those kind of problems. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to put out here to y'all, essentially. If you don't, Christmas is coming up. Go see Godzilla Minus One for the holiday. You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. I promise you. Over focusing on humans never worked in Transformers. Yeah, I didn't come to see human beings. You know what I'm saying? You got to be an exceptional human being to draw my attention away from Transformers. You got to be an exceptional human being to draw my attention away from Jaegers and kaiju a la Pacific Rim. You got to be an exceptional human being to draw my attention away from Godzilla. Because am I sitting in a Godzilla movie going, oh, I wonder what happened with Koichi? Or am I like, I wonder when Godzilla gonna come out and fuck something up? That's essentially what you go to a Godzilla movie for, to see the carnage, to see the terror, to see the despair. And bro, when I say Godzilla was causing problems for anybody Japanese, and you got to understand, it ain't all of that mobilized, this, that, and the third, and so on. You know, you got all these lasers, and it ain't even like that. It's post World War II. What kind of technology did Japan have post World War II? That's what you get to fight Godzilla with. Yay, have fun. And that's exactly what happened. Wasn't no bunch of tanks shooting at Godzilla. I mean, there were, but it wasn't like how it is in them cheesy ones. It was actually, I don't want to reveal too much if you ain't seen the movie yet, but Godzilla doing a lot. And he handling business. And the movie is handling business. Yeah, that's just what he did, Gray. He kick the mess out of some Japanese asses. Django, what's up? What's up? What's up? If I saw that Godzilla, I would immediately, bruh. And you know what the crazy part is? Folks was standing around watching Godzilla tear the damn city up. And I'm like, what in the hell's wrong with y'all? I would have been running. When he came up out the water, when he touched the beach, I would have been 1,000 miles inland somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Why are you watching it? What you watching it for? It's here to destroy you. Run. It was crazy, man. It worked in the first Jurassic Park trilogy. Jurassic Park ain't Godzilla, trust. I'd much rather be dealing with a T-Rex than Godzilla. If I gotta choose, I'll take the T-Rex. If I saw Godzilla, I would say, I'm from Brooklyn, fool, in brightest day. Yeah. Go see Godzilla Minus One. I often wonder, do they evacuate people from those buildings? Yes, Grand Madam. As a matter of fact, they did. They made it a, you know what? A lot of the stuff that happens in this movie is kind of like foundational for all Godzilla movies. So they told them to evacuate the city, and they even told them why. And Japanese people, being the polite folks they are evacuating quietly and orderly and and if you don't have anywhere to go, you can go to a bunker. And and they got underground bunkers, because I think after getting, the Hiroshima and Nagasaki treatment, they thought to themselves, oh, we better build some shelters and create some kind of system to prepare us for when somebody's going to try to massively wipe the entire effing city out. And that's how that went down. I would have been in San Francisco with dry feet because I was running so fast. Bruh, I do not understand why. Who wants to see a giant atomic fire breathing mutated dinosaur from an unsafe distance? That's the only issue I had. Why are people stopping and going, wow, he's really destructive with his tail? I better get a Polaroid of that. You know what I mean? Bruh, this is not the time to be snapping no damn pictures. Get your ass out of there. He's trying to wreck the whole city. You mad as fuck right now. Well, you might, you can message me and tell me what has you so angry, but don't bring your disdain here. I'm just saying, I'm having a really good time, Berkeley. Maybe I can lift your spirits, Nico. Welcome, young man. Welcome. But just in closing, perfect? No. There were some things that make you go, why would a brother do that? Or why would someone do that? Or why would someone say that? You know what I mean? So it's okay, but not, if that makes sense. It was everything it needed to be and then some, but not perfect. If that makes sense, it's nearly perfect. That makes sense? Or are y'all having trouble understanding? You are a sharp crowd, so I know that you do not have any trouble understanding things. So when I ask you, and I'm gonna wait for the responses, not a rhetorical question. What's up with this right here? That is the Marvel Legends Spider Man No Way Home Green Goblin action figure. Now, a lot of people have come to me and said, D, have you seen that new Green Goblin action figure? And I'm like, no, I haven't seen it yet. Should I see it? And they like, yes, you should see it. So we're going to see it together. And I want to know what all of the big hoopla and rigmarole is about surrounding this figure. I get it. It's the Green Goblin. It's Willem Dafoe, who has one of the most diabolical, evil-looking faces I've ever seen on a human. And accessories. So I am hoping that this thing will be accessory heavy. All right. Let's move some things out the way. Oh, it's nice and centralized. I like that in my action figure. Ooh, damn. Word? Oh, okay. First, there's a lot of things going on up in here. Okay, is that what that's what the hoopla is all about? Ah, my. Let me pull this out. One thing at a time, people. One thing at a time. We got to get this glide up out of here. We got to get this. Ooh. Oh, wait. Does it have a... look at that, y'all. Ooh, it does things. I like that. And it's got foot pedals, y'all. So, okay, it is accessory laden. I am beginning to like that. Yeah, who's y'all that? Does he have a different head sculpt? Bam. You've got the original. You've got that one. And you've got Willem Dafoe. Let's look at his face, y'all. Let's see what his face look like, y'all. I like the detail on this, y'all. I like the detail. Come out, wherever you are. Does it have some of that little string, that plasticky string on it? Keeps it from moving. No, it doesn't. Okay, here he is in all of his crazy Willem Dafoe faced glory. Let's raise those up and get a look at him. Matter of fact, oh my goodness. Can Spider Man come out to play? That laugh is just infectious. Okay. And here we go. Oh, goodness. That is absolutely diabolical looking. Oh, my God. Look at that. Oh, Peter, thank God for you. Oh, thank you. He was creepy as hell, bruh. He was creepy as hell. Okay. Wow. So we could either go like that, or we could go like that. So you could have that goblin, or you could have that goblin. So there's the versatility. Mesh around his mouth. No, that's all sculpt, Grandmadam. That's all sculpted. Somebody took their time and sculpted that. Now, I know what y'all waiting for. I know exactly what y'all waiting for. You want to see him on the glider. Of course you do. So, here at Be Real with D Real, it's all about the fans. It's all about the peeps. It's all about my folks. So, here we go. Let's put it on. Stop that. Oh, it leans. Oh, it's got the Bernie lean. Okay. I like that. Okay. Now get on there. Bend his legs a little bit. Got to bend his legs a little bit because we know we're going to have to bend them to get him in the glider. So let's get him in the glider. Easy does it, D. Easy does it. And in the glider. Oh yeah, the hole on the back of it locks it in place after you slip it into the stirrup. Okay, I like that. That means he'll stay on, won't he? Well, if I could ever get his foot right. Woo-wee. Godspeed, Spider Man. He was evil. He was evil as shit, wasn't he? He was a good. I can't hate. He was good. He was good in that role. Do I have them on the wrong? I have them on the wrong side. That's probably why they won't go in quietly. Keep dropping stuff anyway. Woo! I'm getting a workout. Okay. Let's try it like this. That might work. So it would seem. Okay. There we go. Get your butt in there. His face, man. I'm just this face, bruh. Look at that. That guy fell off. Oh, goodness. I didn't have him on there all the way good. Okay. The magic of editing would make this a lot easier, wouldn't it? I'm going to get him on there. But you're right, Grandmadam. There is a lot of detail on this thing. So you could just do that, couldn't you, Daryl? Stop being silly. There. Perfect. There you go. Can Spider Man come out to play? Okay. 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 I will admit, that is a nice looking figure. I'm not gonna front. It is. Ooh, I got sweaty putting it together, didn't it? Had a little bit of a workout there. Okay. All right. That is a good figure. I ain't gonna lie. Where's my stuff? Okay. Anyway, I like it. I like it. I like it. And Willem Dafoe face is is God, man, that face, bro. Willem Dafoe is the Joker we never knew we needed. Can you imagine what kind of Joker he'd be? He'd probably be a damn good Joker, I think. He's already got the faces down. So everything else, it would just be a piece of cake for him. And it, okay. I like that. I had him on. Did I have him on there backwards? Did I? I did. That's why. God darn it. He was on there backwards. Why? Oh, why? Does that look like the front to me? That's the back. That's the back. Okay. What are we talking about in here? Godspeed, Spider Man. Yeah. Godspeed indeed. What other villains do we think Willem Dafoe could knock out the park? What other crazy looking villains would Willem Dafoe be good as? The only good on-screen Goblin. Oh, we're not going to talk about that other guy. What was his name? Dahan or whatever it was. That guy was atrocious. I didn't like him at all. Okay, so there we go. Frontwards, Norman Osborn. There we are. Yeah, okay. There you go. I wonder how he'd fare against gargoyles. Did y'all watch that video I did on Armored Xanatos? Caliban. Oh. Always thought Sean Penn, he's got the acting chops for it. Ain't that the truth? Bruh, they got action figures that are like 50 and 60 bucks, 70 bucks, hundreds of bucks. You know what I mean? What's with this little tiny, itty bitty little pumpkin bomb? I wouldn't have even noticed it. I'm going to put this in his hand so y'all can see how small this thing is. It must pack a wallop. Look how teeny that thing is. Okay, that's dope. That's okay. I thank you, Hasbro, for busting out one like that for us. We are overjoyed. That is dope. That is dope. That is dope. That is dope. It is. Yes, you should all watch that gargoyle video. It is about David Xanatos back in the day on Gargoyles, voiced by Jonathan Frakes, aka Commander William Riker. But if you never watched Gargoyles, Xanatos was basically an evil Tony Stark, an evil Bruce Wayne. He had a crap ton of money and he always put that shit towards something evil. Until like towards like the end of the series. And that's when he started like kind of helping the Gargoyles out because there was more people that hated Gargoyles than just him. And I don't even think he hated them. I think he was just being manipulative. Thank you, Gray, for watching that video. I appreciate y'all rocking with a brother. All 7 of y'all that watched it. You know what? I do videos I like to do, and I do videos that y'all like me to do. So every video ain't going to be a video that people want to see per se, but they might want to see it after they see it and see they need to see it. Did that make sense? I know, D Diesel, and you get the shellback salute, buddy. Used to wake up, sip coffee, and destroy the world. That is pretty much what David Xanatos used to do. Sip coffee and think of ways to make life hard on gargoyles. Speaking of people making life hard on somebody, we gotta talk, y'all. We gotta talk. We gotta talk, y'all. We gotta talk. We gotta talk about this here. And I kind of want to share some thoughts because I have some thoughts about the Black Panther fan group. Some things that I think would be beneficial, that I think would be super beneficial. But first, we got to understand something. What an oppressor is and what the oppressed is. Y'all with that? Y'all want to hear some quotes about oppressive things and tell me if some of this stuff don't apply to what we are dealing with right now. I mean, I don't want to sound, you know what I'm saying, like a civil rights leader or anything like that, but I want y'all to be encouraged. And in the spirit of encouraging you, some things that I think we should understand about oppressors and the oppressed. Just like freedom, truth is not cheap, yet both are worth more than all the gold in the world. But what is freedom if there is no truth? And what is truth if there is no freedom? Both are worth fighting for because one without the other would be hell. That's a quote from Susie Kasem. I want y'all to look up who Susie Kasem is. That's your homework. But anyway, you can't have freedom without the truth. Now, it is no military secret that at least once a week, I tell y'all, I'm here to tell the truth. Not for likes and subs. Likes and subs, secondary. The truth, primary. Now, How often have we, as the Black Panther knowledgeable, as the Black Panther griots, have to show ignorant people the truth of what we're saying, because we back that truth up with facts. And from those facts and that truth come freedom. The freedom of knowing that no matter what somebody says to us, if they're coming at us aggressively and they ain't did their homework, it's a one-way street. Now, here's a quote about oppressors and oppressed that I've been wanting to put out, but sometimes people get in their feelings about it. Okay. Simone de Beauvoir. The oppressor would not be so strong if he did not have accomplices amongst the oppressed. I'm going to read that one more again. The oppressor would not be so strong if he did not have accomplices amongst the oppressed. Now, I know I'm talking about oppressors and oppressed like we are the ones being oppressed, but we're actually on the uptake, kind of. We people are talking about us whether we want them to talk about us or not. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like while we got the spotlight, one of the things we need to do, and this is what I'd like to do, take recast T'Challa off the table. And I know we've been talking about this for a while, but it ain't about, I mean, that it is, that's a huge part of it, but it isn't just about getting T'Challa recast anymore, because to me it seems like a lot of this has become an educational thing, and I love to teach. It's just, is my audience willing to receive what I have to give? You know what I mean? And a lot of times people don't understand that, you know, just like it said in that in that quote, truth and freedom go hand in hand. And that works both ways. You should have the freedom to say what you want to say. But no matter what you say about what I believe is always going to be the truth. Because it ain't coming from no other source except information and understanding and accumulated knowledge. That's what it is for a lot of us. I mean, for, you know, for the Ray Smiths and the Grand Madame Tarots, you know, of this world, it's accumulated knowledge. And accumulated knowledge deserves respect, not scrutiny, not your chagrin. You know what I mean? And that's always what it is, right? No, and I think that's a generational thing, because a lot of younger people want instant satisfaction, and instant satisfaction doesn't necessarily have anything to do with truth or freedom. You can give a slave a ladle of water and they drink it and be satisfied, but they ain't free. And it's those moments of, if I may be allowed to give an analogy, that a lot of us drink water and become satisfied with drinking water and forget about the fact that we're still in bondage. Paul Martin said he thinks the character is almost too good for Boo Booville, where the MCU is heading. So on that tip, Mr. Martin, I would rather they not make anything then. if you can't do it right, and I mean, that's part of what we talking about. If you're not going to give us what we're asking for, then don't do it. Or if you're not going to do it, let us do it. I am more than certain there are a bunch of people that we interact with, that we have interactions with, that are more than willing to do things like that, or would be willing to do things like that. We're a fan group, but we're also advocates. And I think that advocacy should be more in the forefront. You feel me? Because a lot of people just think we out here being fanatical. I mean, to a certain degree we are, but we're not being unreasonably fanatical. That I've had conversations with people that tell me they think borderline people who are, on this recast T'Challa thing are akin to a cult. And my rebuttal to them is always, how can I subscribe to being in a cult when I'm being told by people who will believe anything said to them because the person who said it to them has been on a TV show or a movie, or, you know what I mean? It's been in the spotlight some kind of way. So therefore, that means because they're rich, because they're famous, they don't lie. Or they don't have a script put in front of them and the people who are paying them say, read that if you want your check. They act like that doesn't happen. Like every single person that's famous and rich has got to be telling the truth. If I'm paying you $1 million, you damn well better say what I tell you to say. Because you said in the contract that you would say this if I told you to say this. That's why we hired you. So now the question becomes, are we just supposed to believe what people say because they look like us? Don't forget that other quote. Don't forget that other quote. We are oppressed because a lot of the people who are oppressed are down with the oppressor. I can't tell you how many people I see that claim they rock with me, or claim that they rock with Theo, or claim that they rock with somebody else, only to say or do something contrary to what this person you said you rocked with believe. Now, don't get me wrong. You got a right to go and look at whatever videos you want, whatever pages you want, and subscribe to them. But know that if it conflicts with what your tell you fundamentally, like, for instance, the best way to honor this man is to never speak about him again, or the character he played. Well, you can speak about him, but you can't speak about the character he played anymore. We're retiring that. It's done. First, who has the authority to do that? It's my IP. I can cancel it if I want to. Why would you cripple a $1.3 billion franchise? And make no mistake, that is exactly what Marvel and Disney did. They crippled a franchise because Wakanda Forever came out the gate hobbling like a motherfucker and finished with a limp. So When do we start to subscribe to truth? Yep, accumulated knowledge. This is yeah. Yeah. Knowledge plus experience equals wisdom. Studios always struggle in the live action department. Too many egos, agendas, cooks in the kitchen. And that's exactly what it was. Because when you ask Kevin Feige say Nate Moore. When you ask Nate Moore say Ryan Coogler. You ask Ryan Coogler say Kevin Feige. On and on and on and on and on. Round and round I go. Merry-go-round shit. You know what I'm saying? I would rather they keep their grubby mitts off if they can't treat the characters and the culture respectfully. Never ever, Gray and Kamoyo, never ever in the history of Bruce Wayne have you seen Bruce Wayne killed off cinematically. And let me add to that, permanently killed off. Same thing with Superman. Superman ain't never been permanently killed off. Spider Man ain't never been permanently killed off. But we just ain't doing nothing with T'Challa anymore. To me, that's a form of oppression. You don't do it with any other character. It's never been done with any other character. Yet, when people go, why did that happen with that character? Never in the history of a character has that ever happened. The honor comes in to brainwash. The honor comes in to spread the propaganda. When have we ever retired a character cinematically? Just retired him. We're done. We ain't never, ever making no movies about that character no more. We're going to bring his son in. A son we made up. A son that doesn't exist in any other form of canon. That's why I say the MCU is trying to be its own thing. I say, let it. But don't continue to fuck with people's favorite characters and then say you doing them a service. I never got that part. And the first time I heard that, I was like, the character's too iconic to continue being on the screen anywhere. And because nobody else can do it like that man did it, nobody else is going to get an opportunity to do it. Where they do that at? Disney. Really? I don't know what to tell you people. Okay. They sold the billion-dollar franchise as if it was an ensemble piece. T'Challa was Coach from Cheers. Wow. Pointing. Okay. That's them boys. That's the Bopsy triplets. And they ain't been the same grade since phase 3. And you can see it. I don't see how nobody else sees it. Them stands be out there like, oh, it's better than ever. No, the hell it isn't. It's actually the opposite of better. Oh, D. Diesel. I know you was in the club with a high top fade and a and a cutoff suit jacket doing the Running Man to that song. Round and round I go. Yep. Up, down, side, everything gonna be all right. Yeah. Guy. Those were my guys. Man, you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied, man. Who honors an actor who fought an illness to the very end by killing his character in a similar fashion 3 minutes from death and a funeral to boot? Disney. Disney. And then the trip part for me is they try to get you to believe it. I promise. I promise. This is what we're doing. I promise. Just say you don't know what to do with black characters. Just say that and hire somebody who does. It will save you millions. Oh, I'm sorry. It would gain you billions. But I'm just talking. I'm just a dude on YouTube saying shit. They see it. They just pretend not to. I thought it was a good movie. My family enjoyed it. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Oh. Well, I was in a club. I was at house parties when they still used to have those things. Basil Rathbone was the most iconic Sherlock Holmes. He's dead. How many people have worn that mantle since? A lot. God. Since Basil Rathbone, a grip. Dracula and Sherlock Holmes are the most literary characters put in celluloid. They have been put in celluloid more than any other literary character. Sherlock Holmes and Dracula. Do the math. How many movies is it with the name Dracula in it? I'll wait. How many Sherlock Holmes movies have there been? How many Sherlock Holmes offshoot movies have there been? How many series about Sherlock Holmes have there been? And I think that has a lot to do with it. If we do what we are supposed to do as fans, as you know, a fan group, we need to do more to make T'Challa commonplace. Characters like Sherlock Holmes are so ingrained into our mental diaspora. Dracula. Off the top of your head, you could probably name 10 Dracula movies. Or 10 Dracula-ish movies. Or 10 movies with the name Dracula in the title. Our society has been globally saturated with the character of Dracula. Our society has been saturated with Supermans, Batmans, and Spider-Mans that they are so common. I can walk into a toy store and find a Spider-Man action figure any place. I can walk into a toy store, a store anywhere, find a Superman, Batman, or Spider-Man action figure. Anywhere. One of those three. If it's a store, there's going to be a toy or product of some sort or type that will have Superman, Batman, or Spider-Man on it. That is how saturated those characters are into the fiber of our society. They didn't get that way overnight. Batman and Superman have had over 80 years to be saturated into our society. Spider Man, over 60. How long T'Challa been around? And how much work has been done to elevate that character? I saw a lot of omittance of T'Challa in the 80s. He was relegated to co-starring, featured, also, you know what I'm saying? All he got in the 80s was Panther's Prey and that 4-issue limited series and a run in Marvel Presents, which was a comic book that had like what, 5 different stories in it. Didn't pay much attention to T'Challa in the 80s. And that trend kind of continued in the 90s until 98 when Christopher Priest came along. You cannot make a character commonplace when you either A, ignore that character or have that character around and don't know what to do with them. T'Challa was around in spurts and spurts here and there in the 80s and in the 90s, but then nobody knew what to do with him. See what I'm saying? The cards say that the MCU wanted to slow down the momentum of the franchise. The movie did too well. I can believe that, Grand Madam. We are supposed to shut up because they are giving us the Wonder Man we ain't even checking for. That's my thing. Shut up and be happy about some shit that we didn't even know you wanted, because we don't. I did have a high top fade though. None of the non-comics in my family, none of the non-comic fans in my family knew the names of any black superheroes prior to Black Panther. Well, again, my brother and I read comics, so we were familiar with Luke Cage. We were familiar with the Falcon. We were familiar with John Stewart. We were familiar with Ty Rock. And, and you know those Black Lightning, those characters in the 70s. We were familiar with them. But if you ask anybody else that didn't pick up a comic book, they couldn't tell you anything about black characters because black characters didn't star in animated series or cartoons on a regular basis. Black Vulcan. That's all you got on TV. What other black superhero was there on TV in the 70s? Superman was on TV. Batman was on TV. Spider Man was in syndication, but Spider Man was on TV. That serves to make a character more recognizable, more commonplace to the layman. They don't do that with T'Challa. Hell, they don't even do that with the Falcon, with Sam America. Oh, you keep putting it in my face. Oh, he's Captain America. He's Captain America. He's Captain America. He's Captain America. What are you doing besides that? Oh, he's got a whole series. He's got a whole series. Who is Sam Wilson's arch enemy? I'll come back to that. The Wesley Snipes film was sabotaged. Because they didn't know what to do with him. And so Wesley came back at their ass with Blade. Now what you mothers gonna do? And we ain't even gonna talk about what Blade did for you know who, you know where. He did great, but my point is this. If he pops every time he appears, if he makes an impression every time he shows up in a Daredevil comic book, if he makes an impression every time he shows up in a Captain America comic book, if he makes an impression every time he shows up in an X-Men comic book, if he makes an impression every time he shows up in Marvel Team Up, why aren't the people who make these comics doing more to popularize that character? You see, you got a whole demographic of people who buy those comics when that character is in it, yet you don't do anything with it. The only two answers it could be is because you don't know what to do or you ain't trying to do nothing with the character. What other answers left? Oh, this character doesn't appeal to little white boys. And they're the ones who buy all of our comics because we direct our comics towards that demographic. Well, Schmendrick, imagine what would happen if you directed something towards little black boys. They'd spend their $1.25, they'd spend their 60 cents, they'd spend their quarter. But you don't want to do anything with the character. See, now Edward, hello. That's first. And if you were serious about that, you wouldn't have put a laugh thing. You wouldn't put a laugh emoji at the end of it. So, no, the brown hornet does not count. Because didn't nobody do nothing to try to popularize the brown hornet either. Quiet as kept. Brown Hornet was a short in another comic or another cartoon. So Brown Hornet is a cartoon inside of a cartoon inside of a cartoon. So yeah, you ain't doing nothing to popularize that if it's ensconced in so much stuff. You see what I'm saying? So now. You gotta see us for what we are, right? That right there. He primarily fought whoever Steve fought because he's Captain America. If you took the time to differentiate and put Steve Rogers on one comic book and put Sam Wilson on another comic book, why didn't you give Sam Wilson some depth? He's cookie cutter Captain America is what he is. I mean, I would love for him to solidify his base as Captain America, but we ain't never going to see that. Not as long as there's a Steve Rogers. Sam will never be able to become what he needs to become as Captain America as long as Steve Rogers is living. I'm not saying kill Steve Rogers off. What I'm saying is make Sam the Falcon again and leave it alone. James Patterson has been writing one of his most successful characters, Alex Cross, a black man, for 30 years. How many people know who Alex Cross is? How many people in this chat have ever read an Alex Cross book? How many people know Morgan Freeman played him before Tyler Perry? Good look on you. That, sir, is a very good question. Very good question. How? Indeed. I know some of y'all remember Super Stretch and Micro Woman. That's my point. That's my point right there, D. That kind of stuff. You ain't gonna pump it up and make it greater than what it is if you just keep relegating it to mediocre status, and all the efforts and things that you put into it are mediocre. Go big. Go Spider Man big. Go Captain America big. Go big like that. You're scared to fail. That's the problem. But you ain't gonna fail because you got people out here starving for T'Challa stuff. And y'all won't, and you know, Marvel and Disney won't give it to us. You know, Eve Ewing, and have y'all wrote to Miss Eve Ewing yet? Have y'all wrote to her? Right there. Take that shit down. Okay? Go and do something. You can do it on your phone. You can do it while you're talking to me. Just do it. This is a part of the equation. They got to see stuff. I mean, I know they don't care, but they got to see it. They can't hide it if we're the ones giving it to them. Because you ain't going to take my stuff and put it under the table and say I never gave it to you. That includes information. That includes endorsement of characters. That's basically, that's basically what we're doing, is we're endorsing this character, and we're endorsing the writer who is helping to make this character into what we want it to be. Shouts out to you, Evie. I'm looking at you, and I appreciate what you're doing. Keep doing it. But, you know, T'Challa, throne. Keep that in the back of your head, babe. T'Challa, throne. T'Challa, throne. That's what we're gonna need from you, Miss E. That's what we're gonna need from you at some point before you get off the run. Make that happen, and that's all we need. That part, and I will buy the hell out of it, because Falcon is the black character that I know and appreciate, not Captain Sam America. I for some reason I can't get behind it. I mean, I get what it's supposed to represent, but it's not representing that because the people trying to present it that way are disingenuous about it. Nothing to do with the artist. The writer. Again, writers have to do what editors and assistant editors and editors in chief tell them to do. Brian Hill has a specific style of writing that I feel like appeals universally, no matter what character he's writing. If that makes sense. And yes, Gray, I agree. Falcon is greater than Sam Cap. Sam Cap to me is like mullet Superman from the 90s. How come we don't see mullet Superman now? That part right there. You can't have a black USA symbol until black people are treated in this country the way we deserve to be treated. Okay? Somebody refresh my memory with an amazing quote from a movie that I will never ever forget. And I carries this quote around with me, y'all. Somebody texted it to me the other day, and it's so important, prominent, even. Yes, that's what I'm going to say. Prominent. Now, the way I read this, this about us, y'all. This about us. I mean, how is that any other man can disrespect our ethnicity when they know we've influenced nearly every facet of the world, from our music to our style of dress, not to mention their basic imitation of our sense of cool, walk, talk, dress, and mannerisms. We enrich their very existence, all the while contributing to the gross national product through our achievements in corporate America. It's these conceits that comfort me when I'm faced with ignorant, cowardly, bitter, and bigoted who have no talent, no guts, other nationalities of men who desecrate things they don't understand, when the truth is they should just say, "Thank you, man," and go about their way. But apparently they're not capable of doing that. That quote is from Cedric the Entertainer in the movie Be Cool. So prominent, so important to this very day. We need to understand who and what we are in this country and walk, talk, and act like it. I mean, I don't want to get all geopolitical about it, but yeah. Period. Can you imagine if, like, there was a rapture of, and only the black people got took? Can you imagine what this planet would be like without us? Now, I'm not saying we superior or better, even though we are in certain things, but just like Cedric said, man, the stuff that we bring, okay? We the sugar in the cornflakes. We the butter in the grits. We the ham hocks and neck bones in the collard greens. Yes, ma'am, by Elmore Leonard. Thank you for reading books. Yeah. We Cedrics are kind of dope. Yeah. 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 And that's what I ask all of us. Let's walk, talk, and act like we know who and what the hell we are. Not bougie, not stuck up, just with a sense of knowing, a sense of understanding, a sense of comprehension. And when you walk like that, man, I promise you, man, can't nobody tell you nothing about you. when you know who you are. And as far as that character, we can make that character what he needs to be. You digging what a brother shoveling, D? You digging what a brother shoveling? That's all I'm saying, man. This would be a bland ass cottage cheese tasting country if we were not in it. Period. They eat green bean casseroles and flavorless turkeys on Thanksgiving. Ah, where to lie at? Where to lie at? Where to lie at? That's my point. That's my point. And we need to show them the seasoning that's missing on the Black Panther. When you go in and you just say, we're going to put this character on this platform and we're going to do this and we're going to use this guy who doesn't know shit about the Black Panther. Not going to get maximum story. You're not going to get maximum anything. You know, the stupid ass edict of hiring only people who ain't never read comic books. How's that working out so far? Boycotts. I like that, Edward. I like that. You take the fashion, you take the music, you take the black girl magic and the stroke. And the athletes. There's nothing left in this country. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So January, New Year's resolution for this guy, dual citizenship. Yeah. You don't appreciate this flavor, man. Bruh. Anything in this country that happened that was eventful, we had something to do with it. What happened in this country that we didn't have a hand in? Nothing. In the immortal words of Forrest Gump, that is all I have to say about that. Quick rhetorical question. How many of y'all watched this video right here? We want to talk about it, or or are we good with the outcome of said video, or is there somebody in there like nah? First of all, let me say this: if we're going to have this discussion, you have to know what a Viltrumite is. If you don't know what a Viltrumite is, with respect, shut your mouth. Okay? And we gotta be realistic. Truth is freedom. Freedom is truth. Right? But don't ring true to you. It ain't because it ain't true. It's because you having trouble accepting it. Now, with no further ado, let me see what y'all do. Yes, here I go. Here I go. Here I go again. You watched it. You watched it. You watched it. And you watched it. And you watched it. And all I wanted to do with that video is impart the information of A, how resourceful Wakandans can be, and B, how powerful Viltrumites are. Okay? Bear in mind, Viltrumites have went to planets that have technology equal to or greater than Wakanda and got conquered and got decimated. Wakanda's resources is, I think, a factor that will benefit them greatly in a conflict against Viltrumites. Not to mention, they got tons and tons and tons of vibranium. Just so happens, vibranium works perfectly with dealing with a Viltrumite and their weakness, or one of their weaknesses. And one of their weaknesses is an imbalance in their inner ear that can be caused by sonic frequencies, enough to immobilize or kill. You telling me Wakanda ain't got tons of weapons just laying around that do that type shit? We don't see them because we too busy looking at T'Challa. Now, here's my thing. Viltrumites ain't no punk. And that's all I'm saying. Viltrumites ain't no punk. If you ever watched the show Invincible, season 1, Nolan Grayson murdered an entire planet. Went to their dimension and murdered, and just because that's where he wanted to hang out. Just murdering, killing, wiping out planets, because that's what Viltrumites do. Viltrumites are basically superpowered Nazis. Viltrumites worship strength. If you ain't strong, you die. Grand Regent Thrag fought Battle Beast, murdered him, but it was one of the toughest fights he had ever been in. And in honor of that fight, he wore Battle Beast's skin as a trophy. I respect the strength of this being. He was able to disembowel me. What y'all talking about? I like the way you qualified it as repel, not defeat. Yeah, I mean, I like I said in the video, I love T'Challa, but I ain't stupid. And I'm not one of them fans that's just like, oh, because he's T'Challa. Oh, because he's the Black Panther. Bruh, one Viltrumite, two Viltrumites maybe. Wakanda might be able to handle that. But if they come through like 10, 15 deep, Wakanda about to get that work. Okay? They about to get that. Mugs who impale you with their bare hands, bruh. You see how the scrolls did them. You know, and T'Challa had to step in and be like, I'm gonna have to murder y'all because you causing death in my kingdom that ain't even necessary. Viltrumites are way stronger than Skrulls. way stronger than Skrulls. You know what I mean? So, yeah. T'Challa has to have some countermeasures in a world where the Hulk, Sentry, Blue Marvel, Hyperion, and other powerhouses exist. Yeah, I would agree to that, but at the same time, that you strategize based on what you know, what you've seen, what you've experienced. There are no instances anywhere where Wakandans, T'Challa, hell, anybody from the 616 universe has had dealings with Viltrumites. So some of that we're speculating. Without foundational Black Americans would more likely have lost. Bruh, I don't know why folks don't understand that. Gray, that was the Phoenix Force and sketchy writing. A giant tuning fork could handle the Viltrumites. In theory, Grand Madam, yeah, but also after Viltrumites get served one way, if you T'Challa better be murdering them. That's all I'm saying. If T'Challa doesn't kill the Viltrumites that come, the ones that he repels, if he doesn't kill them, then they aren't likely going to fall to that same type of attack twice. And we know that from Invincible comics. Shit, Mark done got his ass whooped in some major ways, but the second time he went back up against him, he was able to hold his own against a being who just drug him. So that's that thing with Viltrumites. Yes, he did. He wore Battle Beast like a scar rug. The last Invincible showed Nolan chilling outside of a black hole. Hey, I'm just telling y'all, I'm not saying don't take this as no knock. You see what I'm wearing? I ain't got on no Invincible shirt. All I'm saying is realistically, like my man said, boom, the realism. That's it. Now, if T'Challa hollers at Monica, Carol, Adam, and Miss Vasquez, game on. Probably could be. I'm gonna have to look into that. Well, Carol and Adam, I could see going in. Monica, her attacks are energy. If Monica is not willing to kill, you see what I'm saying? Viltrumites would have to be killed. Because if you do not kill them, they heal and come back tougher against the attack that laid them out. So, yeah. If Monica is in a murder mood, anyway, all of Earth's heroes will get involved. Viltrumites go after everyone. Yes, and here's the thing. Viltrumites don't come to a planet and say, I'm attacking that city right there. When they get there, they just kind of decide, okay, I'm going to be over here. What if that's Wakanda? Centrally located in the largest landmass on that planet. And they have technology. So, yeah. If I can hear where all the tech is at, if I can hear a lot of vibrating coming from there, walls. Oh, I could potentially be hurt, but the battle will be glorious. I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So that part. The Phoenix Force is one of the most powerful entities in the universe, though. A fifth of that is still a severe threat. Viltrumites don't have the same levels of strength. We don't know what Viltrumite would be coming. It could be a scrub that gets taken out by vibranium technology. It could be a Nolan or Thrag level type of being that, in fact, requires some Adam Brashear and Carol Danvers and Hyperion or anybody that nature to deal with. They can come up with Viltrumite COVID. Okay, now key to understand something. You watch the video, so you know Viltrumites are not invincible. Space Racer, those blood puddles that are going through, that his gun are going through, used to be Viltrumites. So maybe if T'Challa did some looking around and found out that this fella had a gun that only works for him, maybe he could find out what the technology was like and make some guns like that for Wakandans. Bam, problem solved. Or they can always call that guy. He's got the power of 1,000,000, billion, trillion exploding suns inside of him. You know what I mean? So he too could be a problem for Viltrumites. And that's where I'm at with it, y'all. Viltrumite COVID. I like that, Katie. Yeah. Got to be like that. Okay. Okay, y'all. I see where y'all at with it. I see where y'all at with it. Q&A time. Q&A time. Q&A time. Questions, comments, discussion about anything we discussed, anything that's on your mind. Now's the time to do it. Because it's getting close to dinner. I've been sipping this tea, and you know, it ain't doing nothing. I'm hungry. Somebody? Anybody? Nobody? That would be the day that Wondar's powers get overloaded or something weird happens. I die. He ain't been exposed to that kind of power. I am still thinking about that. If I do see it again, you ain't getting none of my money. So I think that effectively answers your question. Ooh, eBay notice. And I am going to enjoy my meal. Oh, shit. Really? A price drop from $8? I love it. Wow. You give me a price drop from $8 on a 6-inch Marvel Legends. Ooh, yeah, we might have to get that. or Saiyans, or nefarious Kryptonians. Very, very, very good question. How do I categorize my comics? Because I collect and I don't just go out and buy every single comic on the table. I can, well, I have boxes of comics that are exclusively comic books with black characters, comic books with black writers, black artists. I do organize those books like that. A lot of it is character. Um, all Black Panther with Black Panther, all Luke Cage with Luke Cage, all Iron Fist with Iron Fist, and that's like any Iron Fist I have. If I have Iron Fist, I've got like the John Byrne Iron Fist run, and that gets categorized with the Matt Fraction run. That gets categorized with the temporary Iron Fist joints, and Power Man and Iron Fist is in between Iron Fist and Luke Cage Hero for Hire. So yeah, we do it like that. Wakanda for the repel, Zoltar. Wakanda for the repel. What do you, and your question? You saw White Wolf Project. Your question is, well, are you gonna go? No. There is only one thing, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to make me get up and pay my hard-earned guap for an MCU movie. And I think everybody in the chat knows what that is. So you ain't even got to ask that question no more. Am I gonna? Am I gonna? Am I gonna? That shit hasn't changed at all. Period. Someone must quell their nefariousness post haste. Wasn't Mark supposed to? Or doesn't Mark eventually over hundreds and thousands of years? Yes. Yes. Wakanda for the repel. Yes, they repel. They repel. They repel. Okay, y'all. I don't see no more questions and I'm hungry. So I'm about to get off. Yo, Theo, get at me this weekend, dog. We need to collab, do some projects, get some things done. I got some new comics in my box that I need to pick up and that we need to do videos on. So y'all be looking for that. This weekend, I am going to do my review on Luke Cage #1. For those of us that read it, that's cool, but we need to experience it in a D-real kind of experience. Okay. That is a true statement, D. Steezel. A lot of the stuff that I'm watching is not on Disney Plus. I don't even fuck with Disney Plus. Well, I do, but I've said too much already. I don't want nobody to be digging in on me. Y'all got snow. Yes, y'all got snow. As a matter of fact, keep your eyes peeled for a in the snow action figure photo shoot by your mans and them. Keep your eyes open for that. So, yep. Are you kidding me? You already know what's up, Zoltar. Y'all already know what's up. Look here, y'all. Thank you for coming and playing with me. Huh? Pretty good, huh? All right. That's it, y'all. That's it for now. But fret not, I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, yep, y'all be good. Be good to each other.